All right, might be one of the last ones of the day. I'll bring you along again. 2013 E250 Ford van. It's a crank no start. Dash lights are on. I think the headlights are on. No, the headlights were on. They went out. Dash lights are on, which is funny because the keys are right there. If I go to crank it, it won't start, but it will keep cranking. And I'm going to start with green crusties in the battery junction box. I'm going to guess that thing is getting back fed, because there's my ignition switch, there's my smart junction box, which I just showed you.
Buddy.
Say hi.
How are you?
All right. Why don't you make more videos? Because I keep getting interrupted. Minus the glare. Where was I? Ignition switch is acting like it's on. Runs through the smart junction box, which is that corroded box I just showed you. Simple enough. I'm going to come up here to the ignition switch and unplug it. And that's with the ignition switch unplugged. Starts to give us a quick heading, right? They've already done us a favor and taken this all down for us. I'm going to leave this out for a moment. Might make testing easier. Looks like somebody's already been in here. More noise going by. Let me find out what fuses out. What I want to do is I want to grab and see if I have power at one of these fuses. Let's say like that one. And maybe one or two of those. See if I have power where I'm not supposed to. And we'll go backwards from there. A little quick. I do not have power at the fuses where I thought I might. Fuses 42, 43, 44, 45. Only with the ignition switch on. That's actually working properly. It's way down there. No, you have to trust me. They're in there. They do work with the key on. They go off with the. They work with the key on. They go out with the key off. Unplugged the ignition switch. My power is my blue and red, blue and red, blue and red. This, if I can get it. That's my orange and white, white and orange, orange and white, orange and white. Orange and white is right here, and that comes from my ignition. It's supposed to be coming from my ignition switch to ground the run start relay. So what I'm getting is I'm getting power on this, which tells me which is activating that, which means somehow this wire, even with it disconnected, has power on it. So it's either coming right from somewhere, corrosion inside the box here, that's carrying power over. It's always fun doing this with the noise, isn't it? Let me show you where it is. Here it is. Here's where it starts, right off the ignition switch. Here's my white and orange wire. Right? It goes to the smart junction box here, and that's what goes to that other diagram I just showed you. A little better. Right there. That goes to the run start relay. So I'm getting back fed through from here, or somewhere in that smart junction box. I think at this point I want to pull it. We can go and see what connector this is. Yeah, great, that doesn't help me. I would actually need to go and see it. Yeah, that let's see, connector face. Let's see if that helps. That's that one right there. That's the 52 pin connector. I can probably go at it that way, see if I can find it. I do believe it's going to be wherever my light is. I think it's going to be this one right down here. I think that's the connector we're looking for. I'll research it and we'll see. Hopefully I can still bring you along, because it's getting late. All right, pick up where I left off yesterday. If I can follow along without interruptions or the glare. I know. Let me go back a second here. I know when I put the key on, I turn the key off. These are my powers into the ignition switch. This is one of my powers back out. And I put the key on, I turn the key off. This white and orange double feed should shut off, and it doesn't. Even if I turn it on, turn it off, and disconnect this plug, the whole plug, these wires stay live. If I disconnect this plug from the smart junction box, it still stays live. And that is, if I can show you, there's my light lit up. That's the plug. That plug is out of the smart junction box. Okay, my video went out. Hopefully I got all of that. So, if I go to stick with me, this is interesting. Here's the relay right over here. There's my white and orange wire. I shut the ignition off, and that keeps power. Even with the ignition off and the ignition switch disconnected, keeps that coil alive, keeps that relay energized, which of course now feeds the rest of the truck. If I unplug the coil right there with my extension lead, everything goes back out. Subsequently, if I hook everything back up, ignition on, ignition off, circuit stays live. If I disconnect either side of this contact on a relay, the circuit also goes out. I was originally heading for, I gotta go back. I originally thought, hey buddy, doing a video with you. I originally thought it was going to be this connector right here. It was going to be corroded. Yeah, glare. You think the struggle is... Where'd you go? I was going to put him in the video. He's creeping up behind me. I thought I was going to find corrosion right here in this connector. Somewhere back feeding. But I did not. And if I do connect the connector, same thing. If I disconnect that which is right... which is this baby right here. Same thing, circuit goes back out. So somehow when that relay gets energized, once it energizes, it latches. My only thought, I'm going to go back to the smart junction box, because if you look right here, when this relay energizes, one of the things it feeds is back to the smart junction box. And if we have corrosion in there, possibly this thing is feeding from here back into here again, and it's creating its own latched circuit until I disconnect it. I think at this point I may have to pull the smart junction box down, but that's where I'm at. Kind of interesting. Okay, stand by. Let's see if I can pick up again. So we know that we have constant power on this white and orange wire. Feeds the coil side of the relay. This relay is latching, and then somehow this stays fed. So the thought process is that one of these circuits somewhere is feeding back, once it energizes, is feeding back to this circuit, corrosion or something, and keeping it latched and keeping it on. I know if we went over, if I pull one of these terminals, it unlatches. It unlatches this side. I pulled this connector. It didn't make a difference. I went here. Strip chassis, regular chassis. This is not a strip chassis, it's a regular van. So we're gonna link over to this. Now I found out, now here it is. That's continued from the other diagram. It feeds fuse 52, 53, and 54. There it is, 54. So what did I do? I pulled all three fuses, and the relay unlatches. And and I put them back in one at a time and tried it every time until I got to this fuse right here, fuse 52. With that fuse pulled, the run start relay doesn't stay latched. I can turn the key on and off. We find out what that feeds. We keep going, right? Scroll down. Right here. Continue from the other diagram. Look what it feeds. Oh, you can't see what it feeds. It feeds another run start relay for a modified vehicle, which this is not. It energizes that relay, which it does energize. I'll show you that in a second. That relay. Now, I will tell you, with this relay pulled, it doesn't make a difference. I still have the same issue. However, if I pull fuse 52, this car starts and runs and shuts off. With fuse 52 in place, the van will start and won't shut off, because that other relay, the run start, not this relay, the other run start relay is getting latched. I believe fuse 52 out. Now here's the other thing. This van was also a crank no start. Now it cranks and starts. So I definitely think we still have a gremlin in here. I'm betting it's corrosion. I'm betting this thing had water in it and it's dried out a little bit, and now it's starting. Right now the only thing I have is fuse, you can see it, fuse 52, which goes in that spot, is 52, 3, and 4. I have fuse 52 pulled. It's sitting right here. I have this relay in place. This is your run start relay. That's your run start relay modified. Now if I find a key, this van starts and runs. More noisy cars going by, and shuts off. If I put that fuse back in, now remember, this is the fuse that feeds, and definitely people have been in here just so we're aware. You guys have probably already noticed it. I'm trying to get my big fingers in here and it doesn't fit. Come on. And it's raining a little bit on my head. You can see all the glass tops for all these fuses have been, I don't know, vanished. I didn't do that. It was like that when I got here. So 52 in place means that this other relay is energized. Come on. Car starts and runs. Car stays running. Going back out front, 52 feeds this relay. If I pull this relay, oh, it's in there tight. If I pull the relay, it stays running. If I pull this fuse, it will shut off. This fuse, somewhere in this circuit, is backfeeding this relay. That relay. I'm keeping this thing running because if I pull the fuse right now, truck will shut off. And the only thing this relay, according to every diagram I'm looking at, the only thing it feeds is this relay. Interesting. All right. What I was saying was the number 52 fuse that I pulled that shut the circuit off is this green wire that feeds the coil side of the relay, the second run start relay. When I pulled the relay, it didn't make any change because this is my orange and white wire that feeds back to the ignition switch and back to this smart junction box. Somebody stripped these, tied them together, and taped them and zip tied it. I don't know why. but that caused the first relay to latch. I think what somebody tried to do was fix an issue by doing a band-aid, and now I don't know. I don't know how this only became a problem recently. The guy supposedly pulled into a gas station running and then wouldn't start to come out. I still think the smart junction box is bad. It's corroded. I think there's an issue in there. I think that was the initial issue, and this was somebody's attempt at a band-aid. So the shop's going to fix these two. Right now the car starts, runs, shuts off like it's supposed to. Everything works. So they're going to fix these two wires. They're going to, solder them, heat shrink them, whatever, and put this all back together. And we'll see. I have a feeling I'll be back with this van for another issue, and I'm willing to bet it's going to be a smart junction box, but we'll see. That's it for now. Thanks, guys. Okay, so two things. One, that van did end up needing a smart junction box. After we got those wires fixed and got it back together, it took I don't think it left the shop. And it acted up again, and they actually troubleshot it as a bad smart junction box. So that was the end of that crazy nightmare. Two, I have somehow amassed 5,000 subscribers. I started this channel 2 years ago, something like that. And at the suggestion of a few people, I thought it'd be fun. I never thought it'd really go anywhere. And here I am. So I thought 5,000 was a pretty cool thing. So I wanted to do a giveaway. My initial thought was to give away one of Michael Nicholson's pulse sensors. When he first started making them, I bought 2 of them, and I was going to give one away. And I made that, I kind of mentioned it on one of the private chats that I'm in, and a certain gentleman jumped up and said, no, don't give away your pulse sensor, keep that. How about I send you one of mine to give away? So, not to discredit Michael Nicholson, because he makes a fantastic product, but Cody from Cody's Auto Diagnostics also makes a fantastic product, and he insisted that he was going to send me one of his to give away. Comes complete with stickers and a little bungee cord and the fittings, some alternative fittings that go in the end there. They're sitting behind it. I don't know if you can see it. Still in the package. Haven't even opened it. And that's the way it's going to be sent out, as a thank you. So what I'm thinking is we'll do a random comment generator on this video right here. Leave a comment, say hi, say whatever. The only restriction I will say, I'm going to have to do this one, and I hate to, is I'm going to have to keep it to the 48 contingent United States. Because right now shipping with this whole COVID thing, I'm not sure if that's it or what, but it's gotten extremely expensive, and it's going to take extremely long, and I'd hate to see somebody's product get lost. So please forgive me for those that live outside the United States, but I have to keep this one in. If you know somebody here and you want to have them ship it and whatever, that's fine, but I have to keep the shipping here because of those reasons. Not that I don't appreciate you. I actually wish there was a way I could restrict this to the people that have been around since the beginning, and not just somebody that's going to jump on board to comment and win a thing, but it is what it is. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much, and good luck. Leave a comment. Give it about a week or two after I release the video, I'll do this comment generator thing that I have no idea how to do, but I guess I'll figure it out. So thank you. God bless. Hope everybody's staying safe and healthy.